Kids enjoy it?
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm sorry, I was talking. What can I say? And I just went back in the room and, oh my God, it's late. I need to get going. Good morning. I am Pastor Phil from the Divine Fellowship, and my other half, Pastor Janice. We are the dynamic duo. Where does that stuff come from? And hello, YouTube. Nice to have you here. We do have a couple of patron saints by the name of John Lennon and George Garland. And John said, reality leaves a lot to the imagination. And George, if the cops didn't see it, I didn't do it. We spent the last couple days over in Seattle. What a gorgeous, gorgeous place. You poor people. The traffic. Oh my word, it's worse than I ever remember. And apparently getting worse. Oh, gosh. Things that make you go, A secret may be sometimes best kept by keeping the secret of its being a secret. Nobody will keep the things he hears to himself, and nobody will repeat just what he hears and no more. Lucius Seneca, 4 BC. Wow. Yeah, smart people back then too. Imagine that. When you have nothing to say nothing. I have a hard time with that one. I just have to talk, say things. Move that. Oh! I know I do. I know. Some of it not worth hearing, but you know. It's week-old bread because it actually accidentally got left for a week. So, anybody want it? Nice wheat bread? We'll give it to the birds otherwise. We'll give it to the birds. Or the dogs. And eggs in the back. Of course, every carton comes with a turkey egg, right?
Hopefully.
Hopefully? Not always. Not always? Oh, hot weather. Turkeys don't like hot weather? So, well, I know. So is there a turkey? No, there's not one in this one, so don't take this one. So. Okay. Hey, we set the picnic date.
Yes.
September 13th.
Yes.
Oh my God, I remembered it.
Right after church. Very good.
It's a Sunday, right after church. So put it on your calendar. Same place again this year?
Yes.
Okay, at
Shelter number 1 at the Columbia Point.
Shelter number 1, Columbia Point. Anybody on YouTube? Shelter number 1, Columbia Point. If you're in the area, please join us. So, bring a drum.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Oh, there we go. Until modern times, few military leaders concerned themselves with drilling their troops. Training was limited to instruction in the use of weapons, and there were no exercises compatible to the dress parade. Soldiers even straggled into battle with little system or order. All of that changed when troops were taught to march in step, especially in centers where officers were trained. Great emphasis was placed upon exact conformity to rhythm. Sometime prior to the Civil War, drill sergeants at West Point adopted a new count. It had long been customary to mark each step with the right foot by shouting, step, step, step. Someone discovered that it was easier to say, hip, hip, hip. I remember when I was in the military, the most I ever was in charge of marching was 350. If you don't think it's hard to march 350 airmen, you have to think about, oh, see, there's traffic over there. Don't want them to hit a plane. It's like, oh, it's kind of bizarre, actually. In the early 1920s, or do what? Yeah, exactly. To left, to left. In the early 1920s, yeah, that too, jazz musicians began to call each other hep tomcats. Hep became because they kept the proper beat, borrowed from the drill master's cadence, and tomcats because howling was their music. The word hip is simply a variant of hep. By 1945, hip had replaced hep, and as one musician put it, hep wasn't hip anymore. Now you know where that doggone thing came from. Eddie's Grand Ice Cream created the flavor Rocky Road after the stock market crash of 1929. The company hoped the flavor's whimsical name would give people something to smile about. So. Is it? Wow, cool. Rocky Road. Yeah. A grandfather was delivering his grandchildren to their home one day when a fire truck zoomed past. You're probably going to see where this one's going. Sitting in the front of the fire truck was a Dalmatian dog. The children started discussing the dog's duties. They use him to keep crowds back, said one child. No, said another, he's just there for good luck. A third child brought the argument to a close. They use the dogs, he said firmly, to find the fire hydrants. Of course. Of course. What else would you use them for? Girl, when you get married, I want to share all your worries, troubles, and lighten your burden. The boy, well, it's very kind of you, darling, but I don't have any worries or troubles. Girl, that's because we're not married yet. Son, Mom, when I was on the bus with Dad this morning, he told me to give my seat to a lady. Mom, well, did you do the right thing? Son, but Mom, I was sitting on Daddy's lap. Oops. Oops. Now? Okay. I'm never ready. Or I'm always ready, I don't know.
Good morning, everyone. Next week for the calendar, we have not a whole lot going on. We are going to have Drumming Circle Tuesday night. For those of you who made new drums, please join us. It starts at 7 o'clock right here. Daryl's not going to be there, but Joe and I are going to try to soldier on. And
hey, Daryl, how many people made drums last weekend? Oh, my.
7, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So anyway, join us Tuesday night, 7 o'clock. We'll have a lot of fun. Wednesday night, Interchange. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
We have a special program, if you will, this Wednesday night. It's a presentation by Brené Brown, a researcher who has gone into the area that was of interest to her, of men and women and worthiness. And so Wednesday night, we're going to have her presentation. It's on a CD. It's the most enlightening I have ever heard or experienced about guilt, about worthiness or not being enough. And she's funny, and she's real, and she's authentic, and she works from her research. She asks the questions first and then finds out what they tell her rather than having here's what I'm going to go affirm that I know. She doesn't do it that way. She talks to hundreds and hundreds of people. And she first started out just with women, and then this man came to her and said, well, why do you not talk about men and guilt and shame and the things that they're dealing with? Oh, well, I just don't do that. He said, well, that's convenient. She said, it really stopped me right there. I had to think about that. So she started including the men. And so then she got into that interaction and what she got back from the women about men who feel guilty and back and forth and how they play this little ping pong thing going on. And it was very, very really revealing. But if you're interested at all, we'll be here on Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. It does last for 2 hours and 14 minutes. And we're going to do the whole thing at one time because that's the best way to gather that energy together for all of us and get the whole picture. When you walk away, you'll have something to ponder, no doubt. So come join us on Wednesday night.
And television just has reruns during the summer anyway. So
television has reruns during the summer, yeah. Okay, and every Thursday, ARE meets here at 6:30. So come join that. Talk about Edgar Casey, and actually amazing story with him. And then I was given permission to share some aura pictures that were done yesterday with the aura readings. And this one is from Mary. She did an experiment. We did, actually. The first one is with her holding Toby, and then she placed her hand on the biofeedback pad. And it is a specific color. The chakras are specific in their sizes and things like that. Then the second picture and the chakra picture was when she actually had Toby's energy come through her, and she put her hand on the pad for Toby as kind of a surrogate. And it was absolutely amazing. The colors did change, the chakras changed, the energy changed. And this chakra picture, if you look in the right bottom corner at that darkened spot, you will see Merlin. There's a cat face and head in that corner, so look closely at it. And then underneath, I had a lot of people were asking me about what the full report is like, and so I did one for myself, and I've attached that as well. It's kind of lengthy. You can browse through it if you'd like. Gives you amazing, amazing information. So I'll go ahead and hand that around. And BJ, did you want me to share yours or just to talk about it? Okay. There were a lot of things that we did that kind of experimented with this aura pictures. Joe and I did one where we tried putting our hands over each other to see if the colors changed. They did. Then he put his hands on my shoulders. It changed again. So there is significant information that you can get, clear information as to what is going on in your the moment energy, chakras, in all of this in these reports. So it's amazing. Let's start this one around this way. And this one was definitely changed as well in colors. Yeah, go pass it around that way. The orbs. Yeah, there were some orbs. He had some orbs that showed up, so. Yeah. So anyway, I think that's it.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, sure. Sure.
Not that if you can't hear me, but okay, the reason I'm not going to be here on Tuesday is we've had the honor and pleasure of listening to this young lady. She's from Norway, and she's given a concert out at the Reach. She actually, a couple nights ago, she's staying with my daughter's neighbor, and last year they had a concert in their backyard, and it was just, she like said, she's kind of has this eerie, she plays the fiddle, and she kind of has this, I can't describe it. You know, it's kind of a, Enya, Iron Butterfly type thing. It's really
all right.
Anyway, she's she has that Nordic sound when she sings. Anyway, if you get a chance, she's going to be at the Reach. And anyway, the other night, like I said, when we were visiting with them, a gentleman from the Confederate Tribes of Umatilla, Fred Hill, is going to be playing a couple of songs with her too. And they were practicing, and so we were listening. But anyway, I don't know Martin Gershowitz, but he's playing with them too. And he's supposedly, speaking of Iron Butterfly, supposedly he's formerly played with Iron Butterfly and Eric Burton and the Animals. So anyway, the concert's only $10 unless you're over 60, and it's half that price. So
cool.
I mean, for $10, it's pretty cheap entertainment. But it starts at 7 to 9, and it's at the Hanford Reach Interpretive Center. It's out at the Y. So if anybody there on YouTube too, I know kind of a late notice, but it'd be fun. She's like I said, she's pretty awesome. I haven't heard Martin, but Martine is really, really entertaining. She's very spiritual type of lady too. So anyway, come on out, have fun. Yes. Is she here every year? No, I don't know if she's here every year. First time we heard her, I think, was last year, and she. I don't know how they afford to come over here from all the way from Norway, but they do. Because they've been here for a couple of weeks. I think they've only had like one other concert or something besides this one. So I don't know who's supporting them. Maybe the government does. I don't know. But anyways, so anyway, if you have the time, it'd be fun. Come out. It's Tuesdays, this Tuesday night.
Cool. Thank you, Daryl.
7 o'clock, same time as the drum circles. So,
Cool. You know, in the Hanford Interpretive Reach Center, I mean, they just celebrated their year anniversary. They're doing quite well. So thanks to all. They have great stuff going on there. This has not been accepted by or approved by Janice. She said I do this at my own risk. So I don't see any children in here. We've got a small group today. He's too small to understand. Yeah, so anyway. So this could get me into trouble. If your sensitivities are pushed to the max, I'm sorry. But here we go. Okay. Actual Australian court docket 12659. Case of the pregnant lady. A lady, about 8 months pregnant, got on a bus. She noticed the man opposite her was smiling at her. She immediately moved to another seat. This time the smile turned into a grin. So she moved again. The man seemed more amused. When on the fourth move the man burst out laughing, she complained to the driver and had the guy arrested. Came up in the court, judge asked the man, about 20 years old, what he had to say for himself. The man replied, well, Your Honor, it was like this. When the lady got on the bus, I couldn't help but notice her condition. She sat down under a sign that read, the Doublemint twins are coming. So I grinned. Then she moved and sat under a sign that said, Logan's liniment will reduce the swelling. And I had to smile. Then she placed herself under a deodorant sign that said, oh, here we go, William's big dick did the trick, and I couldn't hardly contain myself. But, Your Honor, when she moved the fourth time and sat under a sign that said, Goodyear rubber could have prevented this accident, I just lost it. Case dismissed. All right. So if that doesn't offend somebody, I didn't do my job. And if you weren't paying attention, oh well. All right. We're going to sing a song, and it's actually, I remember the song. How is that possible? It's The Journey.
Somebody's beeping at me. There we go. That's as technical as it gets in my world. Good morning. Well, I hope you're praying for me. Because all week it's been, good Lord, what do they need to hear? Well, there's that southern accent. I don't know where it comes from. I guess when you're praying, you have to sound like this. And so, well, do we need to talk about this? No. Well, we could talk about that. No. What would you like me to talk about? What would you like me to bring? Okay, we could talk about that. Nope. So this morning, actually yesterday, Phil and I took a trip to Seattle. So on the way back, he was taking a nap and I was cruising. And just as we dropped down into the desolation that is where we live. I love the desert. But it's really desolate between here and wherever we were. Ellensburg down was grim. But I love it. But I could see why people would say, I hate this place. I can see that. But it has some beauty. You got to just know where to look for it, that's all. But anyway, cruising along. So I'm going, well, God, it's the perfect time. Bill's asleep. I'll just cruise here. And you can just kind of give me any download you want. Just bring it. Bring it. I'm cruising. Cruise control on. I'm hanging. It's all good. Nothing. So I prayed for willingness. Y'all praying for willingness is a really good thing. I'm willing to receive. Nothing. So went to bed last night. Okay, Lord, anything you want, just Bring it on, bring it on. I'm ready, I'm ready. Nothing. So this morning, eyes open up and I go, I got nothing. And then the good Lord says, well, you could talk about. I could talk about that. And then I open the paper and then I'm reminded about some really difficult things that are happening in our life and times right now. And that's, well, you know, Lord, maybe I shouldn't talk about that. So we're going to talk about that. I want to talk to you about the power. Oh, look at that. I lost the word. How fun is that? The power of discomfort. There it is again. I got to experience it. Oh, hallelujah. Thank you, Lord. There's that southern accent again.
Affirmation.
And I do this willingly. I prayed for willingness, didn't I? Yes, I did. It hurts to be me. Some days it just hurts to be me. Okay, the power of discomfort. And then I thought, well, you know, people do some really terrible things because they're living in discomfort. But people do really great things when they're in discomfort. And then I was brought to pondering about the difference between being complacent, I lost that word again. Complacent, not comfortable. Don't you just love it? What's another word for feeling grateful? Content. Oh man, it's gonna make me work for it today. Keep the prayers a coming. Come on,
Trying to send you the word.
Because when we're content, there's gratitude and there's joy and everything's good, and that opens the door for more to come. When we're complacent, it's kind of a flat line. Or we're just like, have no hope of it being different. So, well, I'm resigned to this. That's complacency. But contentment, you can be content with what you have and be willing to get more and be willing to strive and be willing to take on a new project. And that's where discomfort comes in. I was talking to someone earlier this morning that, you know, I'm in judgment about, I'm working on it. I'm trying to have compassion. But I get in judgment when like people on Facebook and that sort of thing, they whine over and over again. I hate my job, I hate my job, I hate my job, I hate my boss, I hate my boss, I hate my boss, I hate my coworker, I hate my coworker, I hate my coworker. It might be time to put your resume together. Hate my job, hate my job, hate my boss, hate my job. I think I almost lost my job, oh my God. It's time to get your resume together, hallelujah. Oh, I wasn't fired after all. I hate my job, I hate my job, I hate my job. That's what I'm talking about, is there's times when discomfort is here to say, enough, make a change. But sometimes that discomfort isn't about go make them change. It's about make the change. If you don't like it, this is the problem, not that. This is it. Because as long as I'm satisfied and complacent, nothing changes. But if there's enough discomfort and I honor this discomfort, I can take action. I can take action that empowers myself, empowers others. Someone came to me this morning and gave me a big hug and said, thank you. I said, what did I do? And they said, for being here, for having this place here. And it almost brought me to tears because that, you know, it was like such a beautiful thing. this is because of discomfort. I couldn't fit where I was before anymore. Not that there was anything wrong with where I was before. God bless them. It was lovely. You need another hearing thing? It's okay. Oh, heck. It's all good. So you get to struggle too. Thank God somebody else is struggling at the same time I am.
Put me down for that.
Put you down for that? Yeah. So struggling is good. Struggling has value. Because we were struggling with, why can't we have psychic awareness and church? Why do you have to have them separately? Why do you have to cut it apart? They go hand in hand. That intuitive and the love and that connection, I mean, that's just spiritual. And you can't have spiritual and religion at the same time. I don't get it. So we said there has to be a better way. You hear yourself saying there's got to be a better way, you're it. Dang. Dang. I remember Deb Rowden. She was here last Sunday. Bless her little soul. She was a lab tech. Really darn good lab tech. Doing all the psychic stuff. She got weight for, 3 years, she said? Every time we asked, well, what do I need to do next? Wait. I don't know how many times she got that. Well, we used to do tarot classes every Tuesday night. Tarot Tuesday. It was really fun. I might do that again. And I didn't know there were that many ways to configure the cards to give you the same message. As far as I knew, there weren't weight cards in the deck, but she kept getting the message. Wait. One day she came to me and she was angry, frustrated. Her son was having trouble in high school. And I was like, you should go be a counselor. You should finish your degree, get your psychology degree, and go back to school. Get the rest of it, and be a school counselor. What we need for our kids need a psychic school counselor, and you should go do that. I waited, and then she went, you could feel it. You could just feel the energy shift. She said, oh, explicative deleted. It's me. It's me, isn't it? And I just looked and I said, could be. Could be what you've been waiting for. And she said, all the kinds of emotions, positive and negative, all at the same time. It means I have to go back to school. Oh, I get to go back to school. It means I have to quit this. It means I get to quit this. I mean, the whole thing. But it came from being disgruntled about something, having that sense of discomfort about something. And then she could take it on, and she's making a difference in her community. Huge difference in her community. Started with discomfort. Where do you feel discomfort? In times past, we've done Destiny Shields. Remember us doing that? I think Daryl and Lori were here. Anyway, a Destiny Shield. List about 4 things that you think in this world that shouldn't be the way they are. There's got to be a better way. Oh, you want to do it right now? You want to do a Destiny Shield right now? You got pen and paper? If you don't, could somebody help people in the back with pen and paper? Who knew? Who knew? Now you get to feel discomfort. Oh, how fun is this? Pass it on. Let's just pass that out. Not big. Not big. You know, those little note cards might be fine. Whatever. You can always translate it later into bigger paper. Note cards should be under the cabinet back there, Phil. Pins. And the crowd goes wild, YouTube. What? What are you asking? They're on their way, actually. They should be here this week. Pens are on the way. Matter of fact, I'm surprised they're not here. Note cards are in the back. Did you find the note cards? Sorry, YouTube people. Maybe she can just edit this part out. Or not. Whatever. Might be fun.
Really want me to edit this part out? This fun part.
This is the fun part?
Yeah. The YouTube viewers need to feel some discomfort.
Oh, YouTube view. This is your discomfort. Ha, how do you like that? See, you too are participating in this message in your own time.
Hey, we're 5,000 views. I'm very proud of that.
Very fun. Yeah, 5,000 views. Very cool. Very cool. All right. I'll read you something while you're still getting yourself together here. Proverbs chapter 4, verse 18. But the path of the righteous is like the light of dawn that shines brighter and brighter until the full day. Sometimes we're kind of in twilight. Why am I here? What am I doing? I don't know. What's all this about? But when we're on the path, the day will get brighter. It's called enlightenment. And you just keep walking. You just keep putting one foot in front of the other. You don't have to have all the answers, but here's a clue. This process can show you a clue about where you might want to go, where you might want to put your interest and your energy. Because here's the deal. Sometimes we're content and complacent about where we are, but we want something better. But we don't know what that is, so we stay where we're at because we don't know. So this will give us a clue as to what you really, really think. What's really in your heart. So I want you to do this for me. First step. Define God. 3 qualities of God. 3. Everybody's going to have different things about divine spirit, source, higher power, whatever that is for you. But pick 3, the first 3 that come to you, to define God for you. 3. Now here's the challenge in that. I want you to not pick the 3, unless of course you do. But the first 3 may be the first 3 that you were taught in the little Bible school. What are the first 3 that rings true for you now? What rings true to you now about God? Who wants to read their list? Tell me your list. Love, healer, light. Who else wants to read it? I'll be back to that.
Peace.
Okay, peace, acceptance, and creator. Kelly.
Love, light, and compassion.
Love, light, and compassion. Think about those things. Jackie?
Love, universal, and organized.
Okay, what does universal mean?
It's just bigger than, there is a God who's about every single organization we have. And this planet is kind of, in a form, universal.
Okay, so I hear what you're saying. And the only reason I want to change the word is because the next step of the process, I want to, unlimited, unlimited. Could we use that word? Would that work for you as well? Okay, May?
Pure love, guide, healer.
Okay, Nancy?
Love, hope, free.
Love, hope, free. Yeah,
I have all loving, generous, and source of all.
okay. Good, Scott? Okay. So, okay. Eva?
Greater than pain, illness, unfed, loss,
Okay, say it again. Greatness. Endless. Endless love. And light within. Okay, so I know there's more. Now here's what I want you to know. Here's what I want you to know. You just described your spiritual path. Holy Hannah, right? Describe yours again.
Love, healer, light.
Love, healer, light. That's who you are. That's what you came here to do. Shannon, can you read yours again? Yours was
Love, unlimited, organized.
love, unlimited. You can do whatever your heart desires, and organized. Now, how does organized fit for you? Let me help you with that. What I'm getting for you about that is that organized is you have the ability to organize people. You have the ability to pull people together for a common good. Do you have a sense of that?
Yes.
That's what you came here to do. And that group can be unlimited in its scope. And it's all about love. Make sense? Is this like cooler wet? Okay, what was yours again?
All loving, generous, and source of all.
Okay, so all loving is obvious. Generous. Generous, you are so giving of your bright light. You're so joyful, and you're so giving with that. And the source of all. When you say that to yourself about divine source, what does that mean for you?
That means that I'll want for nothing. All of my needs will be supplied. That's what it means to me.
Okay, so if we're going to make this your mission or make this your destiny, you don't want to be everything for everybody, because that'll just drain the hell out of you, because that's God's role. So how can you shift that or tweak that and take it on? Because that's how you describe God. And how you describe that supreme creator is how you are currently viewing yourself.
I would review, look at that as I have the resources that I need to walk my path or fulfill my purpose.
So can I tweak that just a bit? Queen of tweak that I am? You have the capacity to help people find the resource within them. Does that make sense? Because we all have this wealth of resourcefulness within ourselves. But sometimes we can't find it because we're clouded, because we're full of fear, full of doubt. Yes, I want to hear something really funny, but I want to have a microphone because they can't hear you. I can repeat words here and there, but for longer than a word, you'll need a microphone.
That just totally described a board that I've been working on I've been feeling kind of lost and confused, the complacency on what my purpose path is, what is my soul's purpose.
Oh,
my
no
path.
kidding.
Right, yeah.
Oh, funny. And this is like a dream board you're making?
Yeah, it's a board. I'm working with a mentor, and this was part of the process. And helping others to find that light within is been a passion. So the fact that it turned up right here, right now is kind of a wow.
No kidding.
So, yeah,
That's
isn't that
awesome.
funny?
So here's a confirmation for you that you're on the right path, and the light dawns. And there's that awakening. There's that empowerment. Very cool. Very cool. So who else? Somebody who did not share earlier. Let me just pick on you.
Is this thing on?
It is.
Okay.
This thing is on.
Okay, mine was unconditional love in everything, omnipresent, and non-dual, meaning all good.
Okay. So how can you see that as your destiny? How are you fulfilling that or moving towards that?
Well, I get the unconditional love part. Omnipresent, I don't.
Okay, so let me put, you work with the internet, do you not?
I do.
That's omnipresent.
That
is
is
not.
true, absolutely. And then non-dual, meaning everything's always all good. I don't see bad things like what you're discussing today, the discomfort. It's a good thing.
Right. So finding the good in everything, finding the blessing in everything. So your destiny is in, through love, helping people see the blessing in everything. And your tool is the internet.
So cool.
How cool is that? Esther, did you want to? You know what the heck? If we got time, let's just get everybody's done, right? Why not?
Source, light, and love.
Okay, source meaning what for you?
Meaning that's where it's like you have everything. Everything is available to you.
So again, that unlimited
resources.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And what were the other two?
Light.
Light. Okay. And the third?
Love.
Okay. So this is helping you realize that you came here to help people find that unlimited resources within themselves, find the light within themselves, and find the love within themselves. How cool is that? Very cool, very cool. And she's doing it already. How cool is that? Anybody else? Okay, Jenny first, and then we'll come back up here.
At first I wrote everywhere because I was struggling, the omnipresent, all that. And then when you said unlimited, that's really, I think, what I meant. So unlimited, love, and creativity.
Okay. So let's talk about creativity for a second. Creativity is the ability to take a thought, a concept, and to manifest it. So you're working on manifesting in your life right now?
I am.
Okay. So part of what you came here to do is not only help yourself manifest, but help other people see how they're manifesting what's going on in their world.
Wow.
And to give them access to this understanding that we're not limited. You can manifest big things when you're coming from that center.
That can be really frightening, though.
Uh-huh.
Manifest big things.
Yeah.
That seems to...
I had diarrhea for like 2 years. When I was yeah, it's a big thing. Yeah. If you're not scared, it ain't big enough. The thing is working through the fear.
Yeah. Thank you.
And when you have that unlimited source, that unlimited power that you're talking about, then the fear goes, oh, well, okay, we'll just keep walking. And the day gets brighter. So we're talking about the day gets brighter. You don't have to have all the answers and the perfect way of doing it right now. You're going that way, and the day is going to get brighter because you're walking into the light. You're walking towards the light.
Yeah, and you just reminded me, I don't have to worry about the how. That's, I think, what frightens me.
Exactly.
Because I'm worried about the how. I don't have to do the how.
That's God's part.
That's right.
Now, we do have a part. You know, we can't just sit back and go, I'm manifesting, and then expect it to sit on our doorstep.
Right.
We have action to take, but that's that walking on the path of the righteous, right wiseness. Take the next right step, do the next right thing, and next thing you know, you'll be there. And you might be someplace you never even dreamed of. I sure as heck didn't dream about being a minister, having a church.
Cool.
This was not even on the radar in my world. Not at all. But here we are. Because I couldn't dream big enough. It was too big. I sit in the back, in this chair back here, and every Sunday I go, oh God, I'm going to have to walk up the front of the room. And then days when I ain't got nothing, that's really scary. When I got something and I'm already prepared, it's still scary. It's scary. But I have to get over myself because, not have to, but it's easy to get over myself because it's more important. You're more important than my fear. suiting up and showing up is more important than my fear. And soon my fear is like, well, whatever. There it is again. Does that make sense to you?
Thank you. Yep. Super.
You want to pass that forward?
Can I give you a little feedback about what I got for these and see what?
Sure.
Okay. Peace.
Peace.
Connection to the heart space, helping people get connected to the heart space.
Gotcha.
Acceptance of the truth of who we are, love. The source, unlimited possibilities to help people find God and the resource within themselves, open to source or the cause rather than the effect.
Exactly. Well said. Well done. Well done.
Did you get anything else?
No, I think you nailed it.
Okay.
You got it.
Can you look at the Creator in the sense of, or I did, see things differently as helping to create
Absolutely.
different thinking?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Because creation is taking something and making it from something different. You know, making something different out of what is.
Right.
Whether you're creating a painting, you've got paints.
Right.
And then you're creating a painting. Or a quilt, you take a material and now you have a quilt. You're taking something and you're making something new and different and cohesive out of that.
And we are creating our lives as we
Absolutely.
make these choices.
Absolutely. Co-creating our lives, I would say. Because, you know, we don't walk this walk alone. And there's times when it's not me. I'm just doing my part. My part is putting one foot in front of the other and doing the next right thing. And then Divine Spirit does all this other stuff. It's just incredible. Oh my gosh. Praying for willingness is this huge thing because we think we have to do it all. No, you're co-creators with Spirit. That's why what you described as God is the manifestation of that divineness within you now. You're manifesting that. You're bringing that into physical form now. Does that make sense? Did you have a chicken head?
Love, compassion, and peace.
Love, compassion, and peace. You know, I think you two are pretty much the same. Were you not? So you get to co-create and co-create. Co-create your co-creation. How cool is that?
I started out with love, peace, and encouragement.
Love, peace, and encouragement. Oh, I love that. Do you know, I just read about that. Let me see if I marked it. Oh, I love it. Well, here's one about peace. Now may the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace in believing, and that you may abound in hope by the power of the Holy Spirit. I don't know why I mark these things. Unless, of course, I do. Knowledge makes arrogant. Love edifies. Love uplifts. So knowledge is really important. It's good to know stuff. But when you have the love, you can use that knowledge to uplift people. So go ahead and say yours again now.
Love, peace, and encouragement.
So love, coming from this place of peace, that place of comfort within yourself, that place of safety, that spiritual sanctuary within, you can now help uplift others. And here's the thing with uplifting others. Sometimes we uplift others that cannot be uplifted, or we attempt to. And it's like putting air in a balloon. You keep blowing it up, but the second you let go, they're deflated again. So choose the vessel wisely that you're going to uplift. If you're going to uplift somebody, it's like putting something into a bucket that's got a hole in it, or putting it into a vessel that can actually hold the loving information that you're giving them. Does that make sense? Uplifting just to be uplifting, that's nice. It's a nice thing to do. But really put your energy in someone who you give them a little bit and they go, oh, I get it, and give them more. Then give more. And next thing you know, they're going to be giving somebody else some. That's what uplifting is all about. That's that edifying, that building other people up. Not building people up like pumping up a tire and then have it go flat when you're done. Because that's draining, exhausting. Been there, done that, have you not?
That's called wisdom.
That's called wisdom. So not just knowledge, but now wisdom and love. Unstoppable. Very cool. Who else? Let's do. Go ahead. Behind you. Can you pass it back? We'll do a couple more and then I'll. Don't you love it? I got nothing. Spirit's got stuff. Then I have a little bit more instruction to give you.
I've got power, love of all, and peace.
Power, love of all, and peace. Okay, tell me about power.
I was hoping you'd help.
Okay, let me help you then. Let me help you with power.
Actually, I do have the power to do whatever I choose to do.
Power is the resource that moves you forward.
Okay.
You have a car, you turn the key, you've got power. You know, you got a light fixture, you plug it in, it's got power, you turn the knob, light happens. You plug it in, that's being connected to source that empowers you to move forward. Make sense?
Yeah, and after what we talked about this morning,
yeah.
I want to pursue something else, and this lines it all up for me.
Sure does. Does it not?
Yeah.
Perfect.
So I do have the power to pursue this and do it.
Absolutely.
I already have, just move forward.
And you don't have to know the end of the trail, what it looks like, just the next right step.
Mm-hmm.
And let the light dawn. Let the light brighten.
And I do see that the whole thing will bring me peace, and I think that's why I have such compassion for it.
It'll bring you and others peace.
That's very true.
Very true.
Very true.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Love it. Now I have one more piece of instruction for you. You probably aren't done, so you can see me after services. And YouTube, email me, text me, not text me, email, post. Okay. Is there any other way for people on YouTube to get a hold of us?
Well, they can go to myfellowshipvideo.com and they can email us.
Gmail? Okay.
Yeah, myfellowshipvideo@gmail.com. They can email it to me.
They can email it to Shannon. She can forward it on. There's a Divine Fellowship Facebook site. Divine Fellowship, the Divine Fellowship. You can find us there. Has the real pretty cross in blue with the dream catcher on it. Look at that. Anyway, so let's look at this. Now, instructions, further instructions. Find a symbolic representation of each of these three things for you. Because here's what happens. When we use the conscious mind, words work really, really well. But your destiny is so profound that it's often on a subliminal level, and the little graphics that you can use, the little imagery you can use is very powerful because it transcends and moves past the judging mind that says, oh, I couldn't possibly do that. Who am I to think I could do that? But if you see these little symbols, like if it's healing, show a hand with healing energy coming out of it. If it's unlimited, show connections, unlimited connections that fall off the page. What would peace look like? Peace symbol. There you go. Love it. And if you're not that old, you might want to use peace rose. Not that you're old. I was old. That was many years ago. So what are some other things? Somebody have a symbol that they're struggling to come up with? Yes. Energy. That could be a lightning bolt. Could be a little orb of light. And what was the other one? Trust. Oh, trust is a big one. You know, I was going to do a message on trust, which is why I say it's a big one. Good, Scott, like it. Because trust is really, really hard. Because there's a fine line between surrender and allowing and trusting and giving up. And they're not the same at all. You know, trusting the process is very different than giving up. Scott did this with his hands, you know, where there's mutual trust. So trusting in what? Trusting, how does that relate to you? How does it relate to your? Okay, so for you, trust could look like the symbol of an angel. Because angels in turn trust their divine source. That they're given the correct information to guide you correctly. They trust. There's no hesitation. They got it. It's direct. So that might be a good symbol for you as well. Freedom. An unlocked lock. Or just light in and of itself. Eva? You know, when you said that, what I saw was a treasure chest with a lid open and light beaming out of it. What were your other two things?
I had greatness, infinite, endless love, and light within.
Endless love. You could use the symbol of the infinity. And light within. You could do a picture of a person with light emanating. Heart. Oh, that's awesome. Very cool. Yeah, that should work. Yeah, well, when you said that, I saw this treasure chest. So there's a treasure and just emanating. More than you can imagine. Right? Anybody else? Kel? Compassion. Well, when you say that, I think of a kitten. You know, because there's that innocence. They're very gentle, and pretty much kittens, either they play or they want to snuggle. They want to accept you as they are, even though later they grow up and have razor blades at the end of their feet. Become heathen cats. Anybody else? Acceptance. Accepting whatever it is. Anybody else? Esther? Source. Well, you could do cloud with beams of light coming out. That could represent that for you. Since you're wanting to, okay, you want to do one that symbolizes the one you started with, the divine nature, and do one that's for you. So you being the source, you could show people with their hearts opening up and light emerging from that. Yes, ma'am. Happy face. Now, I was going to talk about joy another day, because there's a difference between joy and happy. Happy is what happens when things go our way, according to expectation. But there are people who can be joyful even in terrible illness. People who can be joyful in difficult life circumstances. You know, like the Rocky Road ice cream that you heard about earlier. There's that joy that goes beyond reality, because it transcends the temporary expression of this physical world, and knowing that the next thing that's manifested could be something really amazing. And even if not, you're still okay, because it's all good. It's all good. Does that make sense? Creator. Well, again, a light parting and beam of light from above. That could be. The world. Draw the world. It's got the whole world in it. Okay, so that took a little longer than I was expecting, but that was a whole different thing than I was expecting. So, don't you love it? So, Mr. Phil, would you care to join me up front, please? All the people that missed, they're going to just go, oh, I can't believe we missed church.
It's on YouTube. Most of it.
Communion. This is our opportunity to physically manifest a connection between ourselves, one another, and divine source, whatever that is for you. So would you join us in prayer, please? Loving Spirit of light, as we take this in, help it to nourish us spiritually. Help us to recognize that everything we need will be provided. Not necessarily everything we want. Oh, we want so much. Help us to find a way to provide for ourselves, and help us to be joyful in what is provided to us. These things we pray in the name of Jesus. Amen. As that continues around, join us in prayer. Loving Spirit of light, as we drink this in, help us to drink in our destiny. Help us to know that we are perfectly equipped and well blessed, well suited for the destiny that is within us. Help us to step into it with grace and love and joy. These things we pray in the name of Jesus. Amen.